Hello. Today I'm going to talk about the 4 energy clearing techniques that help me transform my life. So these are not my techniques, disclaimer. These were taught to me by my mentor, Ken Page, who is an amazing healer, and I highly recommend that you go visit his website and check out all of his stuff. He does have a wealth of knowledge, information available for free on his website, including these 4 techniques. But because I have been recommending them to people that I do sessions with, that I do coaching sessions with in my own business, I wanted to make a video explaining how to do these techniques. So there are 4 different techniques, and I will also provide links to the originals, the original explanations by Ken, so that you can cross-reference those if you like. But the first one that we use is really deceptively simple. So this is a technique that you can use multiple times a day. So you do this while you go to the bathroom. Everyone has to go to the bathroom. So what I tell people is 2 tips. First of all, create a new habit of not taking your phone into the bathroom so that you're not distracted and that you have free time while you are in the bathroom to do this technique. Crucially important, because if you're constantly distracted by your phone or thinking you need to check your messages or your email or watch TikTok videos, you're filling time in your schedule that can be used to help yourself and make changes in your life. You're filling it with kind of numbing activities. So small change in your life: leave your phone outside the bathroom. No phones in the bathroom. Kind of a bad idea. Anyways, we don't want bathroom germs on our phones. That's the infection control nurse in me coming out. Yeah, we don't want bathroom germs on our phones, so just leave them outside. And if you have a difficulty remembering, if you're very much a mental person and you're having difficulty once you get in there remembering to do the technique, you can just put a sticky note at eye level right across from where you're going to the bathroom. And if you're at work, just if you have a favorite stall at work, put it on the back of the door. And the sticky note just has to say clear. And you know, that's not going to bother anybody if they see it. It's just a visual reminder that, oh yes, I am going to do my clearing technique. So this technique, originally taught, serves as a purpose to enact new change multiple times a day in your life, new actions in your life multiple times a day, that results in setting a continuous intention of being clear throughout the day energetically. And there are a few parts to this, but because you're doing it multiple times a day, it can make a huge impact in your life. I believe Ken asked to stick with it for like 3 weeks, but I noticed a big difference in my own life personally within like the next day and like 2 days. So we're going to talk about the different components of this technique. So this is the clearing technique, the primary clearing technique. So when you go into the bathroom and you sit down to relieve yourself, you're going to basically think about, set your intention to be clear energetically, to be clear in your body. So we all have different types of ways that we like to gunk up our energetic body. We have tendencies, things that we're prone to do. For most people, that's going to be storing emotional energy instead of clearing it, instead of processing it. We would rather store it in our bodies than address it and deal with it. So, you know, if you know that's what you're prone to, you can set specifically to be clear of stored emotional energy. You can set your intention to be clear of hooks and cords if you're dealing with that in your life. But in general, you can just think clear. Set your intention to be energetically clear. And then the next part that you're going to do is, if this is an adaptation that I used, if you have a difficulty with being in your body, speaking from personal experience, if you're always floating around up here, driving your meat suit with your toes, because being in your body is uncomfortable, you don't like being in your body, it's clunky, It's full of things that you don't want to look at or address, or it's just a habit that you've generated over the years. This is how you get back in your body. At least this is how I did it. I would sit down to go to the bathroom. I would do my clear technique to be clear of energetic influences, and then I would do a self-check. Am I fully in my body? I would set the intention to be fully in my body, and I would literally shove myself back into my physical body multiple times a day. Now keep in mind that if you do this and you are not used to being in your body, what it created for me was a new experience of having migraines because I was literally forcing myself to be somewhere where I didn't want to be. Now I did this because I knew it was what was best for me, and I knew that I needed to change some things in my life if I wanted to experience different things. So being in my body was something that I was committed to doing, but it was something that my body wasn't quite ready for, and it kind of bucked me a little bit, which resulted in some migraines. So it only lasted a few days, and I adjusted, and I had to work through that. But you may experience some resistance. If this is new for you, that's okay. Resistance means that you're creating something new. It means that you're enacting change. So it's a positive thing when you experience resistance in your life. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time. In this case, it's a positive thing. So shove yourself back into your body, your consciousness into your body. And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to pull your energetic field in. Now, we're going to discuss why our energetic fields are projected outwards, way out there, in another video where we talk about the war for survival that began in our childhoods. But basically, you don't need to be out there. Okay, and having your energy field out there creates a lot of anxiety for you. It creates a loss of power, a loss of vital force energy. It's exhausting. It results in you absorbing energies and emotions and things that aren't meant for you from other people continuously and from your environment all the time. And it's just not a good situation to be. It's not how your body has naturally been designed to operate. So pull your energetic field in, close to your body. Okay, that's your next step. And then you can take a moment to discover where you have given your power away since the last time you did your clearing technique. And for some of us, you're going to be giving your power away all the time. So it's going to be a continual thing that's necessary. But you can just perform a check to recall your personal power. Okay. So we are thinking clear, putting ourselves back in our body if need be. And this is my own personal adaptation. You can adapt this technique. If there's anything that you need to be doing on a regular basis, you can add it to this list. It's fine. Being clear, putting yourself back in your body, pulling your energy in, recalling your power. Okay, those 4 things. And then the last thing that you do is you're going to need to think about something that you love to do unconditionally. I don't care what that looks like for you. You get to decide. If it's watching storms on rainy days, that's fine. No one else gets to decide what you love unconditionally or what makes you happy. But you're going to put your hands on your belly and just think, I love myself like I love fill in the blank for whatever you love unconditionally. Okay? And you're going to do that every time you go to the bathroom. And this will have an immense effect on your life. Not only does it keep you clear energetically and keep you in your body and present in your experience, but it also helps you to begin to love yourself unconditionally. And for some of you, you have never done that because you don't know how to do that. It's a completely foreign concept for you, and it's something totally new, and you know it's something that you need to do, but nobody's ever told you where to start. This is where you start, okay? This is how you start. So that's our first clearing technique, okay? And we call that just the primary clearing technique. The next thing that we're going to talk about is a technique that helps you become less reactive to what's outside your body. Okay, so the first part of that is getting back in your own space. So getting back in your body and pulling your energy field in. We're going to stay in our lane. Okay? We're going to be in our bodies. This is what we have control over, is our bodies. For most of us, for a large extent. Your body. No one else's. Just your body. And we're going to pull our energy field in so that we're only dealing with our own energies. Because if you think that extending your energy field out is actually helping someone else, it's really not. Okay, they don't need your issues, they don't need your projections, they don't need your energy. They have unlimited access to vital force energy on their own. They don't need you. Okay, for the majority of people. Yes, I am aware that there are people who choose not to operate that way. Those are the exceptions to the rules. So for most of you, they don't need your energy. You trying to give it to them, you extending yourself out is just harmful for both of you. Okay, so pull your energy in and be in your body. The next thing you're going to do is think of yourself as liquid light, as fluid. So the reason why this works is because you are physically mostly fluid anyways. So your body's not going to buck this thought process. It's going to accept it as truth, and it's going to integrate it, which is what we want. So part of what you can do for this exercise is you can locate your soul. Okay, so for most people, your soul is going to be located behind your heart space in your body. So just move your awareness to that area and evaluate your soul and think of whatever color comes to mind that resonates most with your soul. Okay, I don't care what color it is. That's up to you to decide. And then you're going to, multiple times a day, as often as you think of it, think of I am clear, or I am liquid blue light if your color is blue, or I am liquid pink light, whatever color you pick. So to help you remember to do this, you can go to a hardware store and go to the paint section and pick out color samples that match your color, and you can leave those everywhere. You can cut them up and put them in the car, in the bathroom, on the refrigerator, in your workspace, beside the bed, wherever you want. Okay, just leave little snippets of this color around to remind you that you are liquid light in this color. Okay, and what that does is that kind of helps you change your essence. So if you are liquid, you are flowing. If you are liquid, cords and hooks are not going to be able to attach to you. They're not going to be able to stick in your energetic body because you're liquid. And they're thinking of you as a particular energy vibration. And if you are changing your energy vibration to be a colored liquid, the frequencies don't match. Okay, which is beneficial for multiple reasons. We're going to talk about that in another technique. But become liquid light in whatever color resonates with your soul, and do it multiple times a day. Set your intention to say, I am liquid light in whatever color variety you choose. Okay, so that's our second technique. That's number 2, is liquid light technique. The next one we're going to call the I am technique. And this one helps you free yourself from the energy of how others hold you in their past memory of you. And for some of you, this is going to be so hugely transformational that it's going to knock your socks off. Okay, so if you have an experience where you have difficulty with a lot of people trying to tell you that you need to be certain things or a certain way, or not be yourself, or be this instead, or they have a lot of expectations for you, or a lot of obligations are placed on you, this is going to make a huge shift in your life. Okay, so this activity starts with a journaling exercise. So you're going to sit down with a piece of paper and you're going to list out 10 things that you love unconditionally. These can be actions, they can be senses, they can be anything. And some of you may want to make a variety of things and change them out often. That's allowed too. But you're going to make a list of 10 things that you love unconditionally. Sunrises, sunsets, butterflies, raindrops, dogs, cats. Doesn't matter. Sleeping in on a rainy day. You know, whatever comes to mind. Whatever you love unconditionally, just for the sake of the action or the thing. No conditions, unconditionally. Okay, you just love it because it exists. And you're going to write out your 10 things, and then at the bottom you're going to say I am, and then list your name. Okay, and list your current name, list any names that you're known by, list any names that you've used previously in your life, in your past history. So for girls, if you're married and you have changed your name when you got married, list your maiden name as well. Okay, and this is important that you use all varieties of names that you've used. So then twice a day, morning and night, you're going to go through your list and you're going to say, I am sunsets, I am sunrises, I am butterfly wings. Whatever is on your list, that is what you're going to be, and you're going to use your I am statements. And then when you get down to the bottom, you're going to say I am and then state your name, whatever names you have used, all names that you've used. And then you go back up and you repeat the process. So you're going to do this twice, morning and night. So completely through once in the morning and completely through twice in the morning and completely through twice in the evening. Okay, and what this does is this changes your energy signature. Okay, so that those projections that other people have put onto you from your past, they no longer stick, they no longer affect you, because you're not that same person anymore. Hugely powerful. Okay, and the last one that we're going to talk about, Ken calls the living light breath, and this helps you move away from your emotions. Okay, so if you're feeling overly emotional, if you're feeling like you are overly identified with the label of being an empath to the point where it is victimizing you, this technique will help you. Okay, and even if you don't identify as an empath and aren't victimized by being an empath, this technique will still help you. So still do this. This is a breathing exercise, okay, and it's very short. It's only 8 breaths long, but this is to be done first thing in the morning. As soon as you open your eyes before you get out of bed, preferably if this is an area that you struggle with, if you are constantly absorbing other people's emotions, if you're constantly reactive to other people and reactive in an emotional manner, if you are having difficulty controlling your own emotions or being overwhelmed by your own emotions, if you are a stellium cardinal water sign, and are being overwhelmed by emotions, yes, this will be mostly impactful for you. One of the most impactful exercises on this list for you. So Ken's original video and original explanation of this goes very deeply into how this technique was created. But just know that what we're going to do as our first step is going to be to access divine source energy in its purest form. Okay, so if you have access to that already, go ahead and use it, but I'm going to highly recommend that you use Ken's recommended technique. Now, you do not have to be a Christian to use this, okay? Even though we use the example of Christ in this technique, it's not about religion, okay? It's simply about the access point for the energy. So Ken's access point for this energy was a portal that was created during Christ's last breath on earth, and a portal was opened up that leads directly to divine source. Okay, and that's what we're going to set our intention to access, is that last breath energy, that portal to divine source. And you're going to set your intention to draw in vital force energy, direct source energy from that source, directly from source, untainted, pure energy. Okay, and we're going to draw it in with the intake of a breath. And we are going to lock down our energetic system. So that means tongue on the roof of your mouth. That means your hands in whatever mudra you choose, so that your palms are not open and flowing energy out into your environment. Whatever mudra you prefer, don't care. Pick one and go with it. Tongue on the roof of your mouth, fingers into a mudra to lock down those exit sites. And then you're going to pull in your perineum muscles and your abdominal muscles. Okay, so double lock on the bottom chakras especially. So if you have to concentrate on locking a particular part of your body more than another, if that's where you need to focus on, the bottom portion is the part that you want to pay attention to, okay? Because your lower chakras are where we're going to direct most of this energy to begin with. So perineum muscles tight, abdominal muscles tight, pulled in like a string was through your belly button and pulled out, that sucked your abdominal muscles in. And we're going to draw in this source, this divine source energy. And we're going to direct it down through your body, through your energetic body, into your hara point, which is located behind your belly button, behind your navel. And we're going to put our awareness and this energy into our hara point while we hold our breaths in this locked energetic position. Okay, hold it for as long as comfortable, and then you can release and move. Sorry about that, got a call and distracted myself. So anyways, you're going to release then and draw in a new breath. Okay, so draw the energy in, move it down to your hara point, release. Draw the energy in, lock, hold. Bring it down to your hara point, release 7 times. On the 8th breath, we're going to be a little different. The 8th breath, you don't need to lock. The 8th breath, you draw in the energy from divine source, and instead of moving it down to your hara point, you're going to move it into your pineal gland, which is roughly located in the center of your brain. Okay, and that's all this technique is. So do this first thing in the morning, and then anytime throughout the day, whenever you feel like you're becoming overly emotional or you're having difficulties with emotions, draw in that last 8th breath cycle again from divine source into your pineal gland to replenish the energy that's in your pineal gland anytime that you need to throughout the day. Okay, and what this does is this will move the center of your awareness from your heart space, which is where most of us mistakenly have believed that it needs to reside, into your pineal gland. So when our center of awareness is in our heart space, we are all about the heart. We're all about the emotions. And consequently, your heart space cannot heal or operate functionally for some of us, because we are constantly using it as a workspace. We're filtering everything in our experience through our heart spaces. So moving your center of awareness allows you the freedom to heal the heart space. It allows you to stop feeling everything. Okay, what this does is this gives you the ability to sense instead of feeling automatically. We can sense and then choose if we want to feel or not. Okay, it becomes a choice then. You're no longer a victim. You can choose to feel. Okay, big difference. So it also has a few side effects. And one of those is because you are infusing your pineal gland with divine source energy, you are essentially activating your psychic senses. So instead of projecting your energy field out to constantly be surveying your experience, your environment for potential threats, you can now relax and rely on your psychic senses and your experience to guide you as to what's in your best interest and what's safe for you to do and what's not safe for you to do. Okay, so this can help with PTSD. This can help with people who are caught in victim loops. This can help with a lot of different things. I mean, if you sit down and think about it, think about how it applies to your life, and you can come up with pretty much limitless ways in how this can be applied to your life and be beneficial for you. But this will allow you to activate your sensing senses, your psychic senses, which we all have. Now, does this mean that you're going to start hallucinating and hearing dead people? Only if you want it to. Okay. That is not something that automatically happens as your pineal gland is activated. If it's something that's useful and relevant for your experience, that opportunity will present itself, and you will have the opportunity to either accept and turn up that gift or decline it and pass on it and keep it turned down so that it's not part of your awareness. We are not victims to our psychic senses. You get to choose. Okay, so those are the 4 basic techniques that you can use to pretty much transform your life. So these are really powerful. I was shocked, like floored at the difference that they made in my life. So if I'm working with you and I tell you you need, let's try to enact technique number 2, 3, 4, whatever I tell you, you can refer back to this video. And if I'm not working with you and you've just stumbled on this video, I would encourage you to check out Ken's work and read up on his explanations on how these clearing techniques came to be and the in-depth knowledge of how they work. Because like I said, this is just a precursory explanation of how I use them in my own life and how I've adapted them. So, you know, feel free to adapt them for whatever you need in your life. You know, you can ad lib on them. You can add things to whatever you need in your experience. So, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me.